Hello everyone and welcome to Mathematics with Mr. Ofem. Today we are going to be talking about data and data collection. First of all, what is data? If you look at the flashcard I have with me, data is a group of facts and figures such as numbers, words, or measurements. Now, last week we talked about different types of measurements, capacity and weight. If we were to collect them together, those are going to form data. Now, what is data collection? Again, pay attention to the flashcards. Now, data collection or handling means recording data so everyone can understand. Okay, so not only should you collect data, you should be able to record it so that anybody seeing that data is going to understand what you recorded. Also, there are two important techniques for data collection, and these are grouping and counting. All right, now what are the tools used in data collection? We have pictogram, we have the tally table, and we have the frequency table. You may ask, what is a pictogram? Now, a pictogram is a data representation where what symbols, pictures, or drawings represent items. Okay, we use these things to represent items. Okay, now what would your pictogram look like? I'm going to present an example to you. I'm going to first of all group it, and once I'm done grouping it, I'm going to show you how it is represented on the pictogram, then how it is represented on the tally and the frequency table. All right, here we have a couple of items on the table. If I ask you what are the items on this table, you may tell me we have books, we have markers, and we have erasers. But in order for you to tell me the specific amount of books, markers, and erasers that we have, you have to count them. Okay, so by saying books, markers, and erasers, you have already grouped them into three categories. Okay, what is remaining is counting. Okay, now how many books are there? There are 1, 2, 3 books. All right, how many markers are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 markers. And how many erasers are there? 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, but you could arrange them so that someone seeing them wouldn't have to count them, and that is one of the main reasons we have data collection. So first of all, let's group and count, and then we are going to use the pictogram. Okay, all right. Okay, here as you can see, the items have been grouped according to the types. Okay, first we have markers, then we have erasers, and then we have books. This is an easier way of displaying these items, so someone coming to see them is going to easily understand the number and the categories. Okay, so first of all, if I ask you how many markers are there, you will not have to stress yourself to count them again. You just go to markers and then you see the number here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. How many erasers are there? 1, 2, 3, 4 erasers. And how many books are there? 1, 2, 3 books. Now we are going to learn how to use our pictogram. So let's use the pictogram to represent our information. Now we have seen how to group our items. Next, how do we use the pictogram? Now when using the pictogram, we are going to use pictures to stand for our items. So we are going to use a different picture to stand for markers, a different picture to stand for erasers, and different pictures to stand for books. Okay, so for our markers, we can say, let's draw something that looks like this. Okay, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 to represent 7 markers. For our erasers, let's draw something that looks like this. There are 4 erasers, or there were 4 erasers. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And then for our books, there were three books. So 1, okay, slightly different from the erasers. 2, and 3. Okay, so that is using a pictogram to represent our information. Now, how about our tally and frequency tables? All right, let's see how that is going to look like. Now, unlike the pictogram that uses symbols or pictures to represent items, the tally and frequency tables use different things. The tally uses little ticks, while the frequency uses the actual number of the object. Okay, so for the markers, we can say these are our markers, right? So for the tally, for each marker we pick, we have to write a tally for it. And then once we get to 5, we cross out the 4 that we've written, okay? So how are we going to do that? All right, so first of all, we have 1 marker. We are going to write a tally of 1, okay? 2, 3, 4 markers. 2, 3, 4, and 5 markers. We write this, okay? 6, 7, 6, 7. That's how we write 7 in tally. For our erasers, how many erasers do we have here? Okay, you can see how many erasers? 1, 2, 3, 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4 to stand for the 4 erasers. And then finally, for our books, how many books can we see right here? Okay, there are 1, 2, 3 books. So we write what? For the tally, 1, 2, 3. Now remember I said that the tally and the frequency tables are written together. So we already know that this tally stands for 5, 6, 7. The frequency is basically going to be just the digit 7. For the erasers, we have 1, 2, 3, 4. The frequency is going to be just the digit 4. While for the books, we have 1, 2, 3. The frequency is just going to be the figure 3. And that is how we represent information. Okay, so thank you very much for staying with me to the end of this video. I know we learned something at the end of this video. Now join me in the Zoom class and also in the Moodle classroom. If you have questions, if you have concerns, make sure you chat me up in the chat room. Till next time, I remain Ofem, Mr. Ofem, and have a wonderful day. Goodbye.